Where do you think you're going, Mr. WZ111?
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Howdy, my noble friend Sir Kaka Babu is back with World of Tanks, and today we are going to be looking at the Tier 8 British artillery, the FV-207. Now, the British arties have a unique feature about them that they have high gun traverse and high gun arc. The FV-207 is no exception. Other than that, there isn't much good which can be said about this SPG. Frankly, I mean it is not a very good gun, and by gun I mean self-propelled gun. It is big, bulky, heavy, slow to move, slow to turn, and it can be spotted easily from afar, and it is just not good. If you compare it with the French SPG, the gun handling and damage and aiming time and stuff, it is almost identical to the French Lorraine, but then in the mobility area it lags behind it so far that cannot be described. And if we look here in tank comparison, we can see that I'm comparing basically the UK S207, the French Lorraine, and the American M40 M43. The rate of fire is identical to the French one. The reload time is identical. Accuracy is almost identical, right? Aiming time, FV's aiming time is a little bit higher. Uh, we can forget about the American. That plays a little bit differently. These two uh, SPGs are surprisingly similar, apart from the mobility, of course. Same theme continues. Look at the damage per minute of both guns with standard HE round. Now, most of us are too cheap to fire premium HE rounds, right? So, I'm calculating, considering these normal HE rounds, which is damage per minute is identical. So as far as the gun is concerned, they might as well have the same gun. It's similar. And the unique factor about those shells is, look at this, in penetration of the armor piercing round, the FV gets 258 millimeter of penetration, and with the Lorraine it gets 185 millimeter of heat penetration. Okay, so now firing AP rounds from this gun is a viable option, and the ammo capacity is so much that you can carry 5 or 6 or whatever amount of AP rounds, and you can put them to good use. Now, I personally don't really fire AP that much because I think the reload time of the RTs and the chance of hitting targets is already so low that I don't really want to make it even lower than, say, for example, missing a target and not doing any amount of damage to it, right? I would take any damage per shot as compared to no damage at all. The other thing I would say about it is that when driving it, you have to be really careful and pay attention to the minimap, what's going on. The French RT players can afford to take a risk because they are mobile and they can zip around the battlefield. You cannot. You're slow, bulky, heavy, easily spotted. So make sure you are paying attention to the battlefield and reacting in time. Otherwise, you would die a lot at the hands of those scum light tanks. One more thing to note is this improved ventilation. You can put them on it, and that would really add some more skill to your crew. If you combine it with rammer and brothers in arms, the reload and aiming time would definitely decrease manifold. So that's a plus, right? And if you add the pudding and tea like I have, you're gold, figuratively speaking, of course. Now, enough of my rambling about this fairly ordinary SPG, and let's look at some gameplay. Now, here we are on Erlenberg. I'm playing with my good mates TJ and MP, and this is an encounter battle. Okay, now this is a very good matchup for me because I am on the top of the list, right? But then my goal in this battle was to complete the artillery SPG 15 mission for the T-28 heavy tank concept. I think that's what it stands for. But yeah, so basically I had to place myself in the top 3 XP earners and damage dealers on both teams. So that was my objective, and let's see what we can do here. Enemy Churchill 7 and KV-5 have been spotted, and I actually wanted to hit the KV-5, but this Churchill 7 made it
That was
easy for
close.
me, and I quickly put a good one in him. Now we are almost ready with the second shot, and this 87 is out in the open, and we
Gaza.
finish him off quickly. Let's see what's going on. Most of our team is focused on the 1-2 line, and it seems that on the 9-0, my mate MP and the T-62 light tanks are struggling really heavily, and they are not being supported by me. And I presume the other RT is not looking at them as well. So basically, in order to remedy that situation, I change my view to their flank and start aiming down upon the T-34. Now, one thing to note about this gun is that it doesn't really do much damage,
Enemy armor is hit.
or at least that's what I thought. When it penetrates, it can do some damage. Now remember, its average damage is 1250. Now, not only did I penetrate that T-34, I also did a high damage roll of 1365, which was fantastic. It rarely happened. Now my next goal is to save this poor T-62 who is being hunted by the Jagd Panther Tier 7 German
Enemy
tank
armor
destroyer. I
destroyed.
fire and I finish him off for almost all of his health, which was really good. T-62A was happy. This T-150, I think he is thinking about getting into the camp circle and making life difficult for us. Let's see what we can do about him. Shot is aimed. Oh, I fired, and not only did he stop moving because of being tracked, my shot landed short as well. So that was unfortunate. Remember our T-34 friend which we damaged? You would find him in the camp circle as well. Okay,
Enemy
then
vehicle
T-150 has been
destroyed.
finished off. Our team is in a very good position. We have done quite a lot of damage this game, and it's been A good run so far. The Tiger 1 is capping. We've got Dicker Max at the H8 area, and our VK is moving in to engage him. That's why I was already aiming over there, and my round is out, and
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
VK2801 luckily survived my shot, and I only finished off the Dicker Max, which was fantastic. So far, we've secured 4 kills, and there you go, my friends. T34 is over there, and my friend TJ finishes him off in style. My round is
Partial
out,
hit.
627 damage on the Tiger 1, and the teammates finish him off. Fantastic result for the FV-207. Now let's take a look at some post-game stats. Alright friends, as you can see, we secured Mastery Badge First Class as well as the Gores Medal, which is awarded to doing 5 times as much damage of the hit points of your vehicle. So that's good. We also got high caliber, and we more importantly we did the SPG 15 mission because I had been trying to complete it for a very long time, and in the same day I completed the Heavy Tank 15 and the SPG 15, getting the T28 HTC as a result, which is fantastic. We did 4,362 damage, securing 4 kills, 870 experience, fired 8 direct hits, 6, and penetration 6, which is really good. So basically, as you see, if you hit the targets, you are bound to do good amount of damage to them. But we have to keep in mind that these were tier 8 vehicles I was shooting at. When you move up the tiers against heavily armored targets like the E75 or the E100, the T110 E3 and the like, your gun would start to struggle. And that, ladies and gentlemen, wraps up my short review of the FV-207. I really hope you enjoyed it and it was informative for you. If you did like it, please consider liking the video down below. It really helps me out. And subscribe to my channel for more of my awesome content, if I say so myself. And until next time, goodbye, my friends.